Alright guys, I'm back with another video. Alright, I'm hearing a lot of a lot of rumors on my, a lot of rumors going around that AMC is going to pull out of Georgia. I don't look for it because the law doesn't go into effect until next year. So a lot of people are saying AMC is going to pull out of Georgia, and a lot of people are pulling out of Georgia. They're not going to because, A, it's all about the money. It's all about that Benjamins, baby. What? It's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the Benjamins. Because you got to think about it. If AMC pulls out of Georgia, which means if AMC pulls out of Georgia, they got to relocate Alexandria and the Hilltop, because the Hilltop is in, I think Hilltop is in a field in the middle of somewhere. I don't know exactly where Hilltop is, but I know it's here in Georgia. And Alexandria is an actual subdivision in Savannah, Georgia, that they got the what they don't tell you. Damn, my hair is on fleek. They actually paid the city of Sonoa, Hilltop is in Samoa, Georgia, which is where the Alexandria is at. Is an actual subdivision, an abandoned subdivision that AMC purchased from the state of Georgia, from the county of Samoa. I think it's here, filmed in Samoa, Georgia, and there's an actual subdivision. That they built the iron wall, and they dang, my hair is on fleek. Look at that alfalfa look. Anyway, they just paid the city because the permit, the windmill at Alexandria, that windmill is a permit. They had to get the permit from the city that they're in, and that costs money. That's like at least $100,000, at least. That's an expensive permit, because you just can't build nothing without a permit nowadays. But now, if it was back in the day, like in season 1, even in season 1 they had a permit, because when season 1, when they did when Rick was going to Atlanta, they shot that the Walking Dead season 1 is filmed. Dang, my hair is on fleek. Anyway, season 1, where Rick is riding down the interstate, that's I-75. They shut down both lanes of traffic, and that's cost them money, because you just can't film companies, people don't understand, it takes a lot of money to make a TV show, and the places that are filmed on location, the actual places are here in Georgia, like The Walking Dead. Like, I heard from somebody, a buddy of mine, his dad, he was a police officer for Atlanta. They said when they filmed here in Atlanta, when The Walking Dead films in here in Atlanta, they pay good money. The studio AMC pays good money for them to shut down half of the city of Atlanta. And Atlanta, here in Georgia, the capital city of Georgia is Atlanta, which is the biggest city there is in Georgia, right? So when AMC comes and they have to do a film shot in Atlanta, like that museum in season 9, the opening of season 9, they shut down that museum because it's an actual museum. It's an actual real museum that they used here in Savannah. I think it's in Savannah or in Atlanta. I think it's here in Atlanta. I think it's here in Atlanta. I think it's in Atlanta. They paid to close the museum for the shot that they were using, and they said they paid a pretty penny for that. So if AMC pulls out of Georgia, they're just pissing away millions of dollars, because you got to think, they got all this permit. They got all this permit for the city, for the structures they built, and if they relocate, that means they got to tear down everything that they have. All the buildings of Alexandria and Hilltop, they got to tear it all down and relocate it and go pay more money for another city to give them permission. And most cities up north are not going to do that, because they don't want their city to shut down. Like when films, now the current city I'm in now is like 30 minutes or like 2.5 hours from Atlanta. They just filmed a movie here and they shut down the whole city. Like the little square where I'm from, They shut down the whole 3.5 blocks of the square just to film a movie here. And they said they paid a pretty penny for that too, because they had to reroute traffic, because the square that I'm in, there's a lot of square traffic, right? Because my stepdaddy, he works for the city that I live in, and he said they paid a pretty penny for them to shut down the 3 blocks of square to use it for a movie. I don't know what the movie is, but it's some Japanese, some foreign film that they paid like bunts of money. So the reason why people come to film here in Georgia is because of the taxes, because the taxes are cheap on film industries. Because anywhere else, from what I hear, they want 20, 30, 40. They said some cities and some states want 45 to 55% taxes on all revenue that the movie makes. In Georgia, I think Georgia's like 10 to 15% of what they want to charge the movie companies for here. So AMC is not going to pull out of Georgia anytime soon. So I don't know why people are threatening that. I don't think, personally, it's because of the law that Georgia just passed. It's the only reason why AMC is. I don't see why AMC should be worried about the law. I mean, they make good money, yeah. Okay, I agree with the law. The law of Georgia that they just passed, that does not go in effect until January 1st, 2020, is the no heartbeat law. Personally, I agree and disagree with it. Now, if a woman is, how should I say this, being polite? I'm not trying to be biased here or anything, but if you're going to do adult things as a child, you need to take responsibilities for that adult situation you're doing. If you want to go out here and hump Mary Sue's sister and Mary Lou's brother, you should, and if you don't use the right protection, then you should deal with the consequences. You can't just abort a baby just because you made a mistake. Now, don't get me wrong. I agree with it. Now, if a crime is taken against a lady, I'm not going to say what the crime is because I don't want to say that. Now, that I understand, she should have the right to abort the baby, because that would just be so heartbreaking to tell that woman's child that she doesn't know who the father of their child is. But now they got a thing here in Georgia that they're trying to pass, if a woman has a baby, she can either drop it off at the fire station or the police station without no questions asked. But anyway, that's my thought. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and kick that subscribe button. If you already subscribed, go ahead and DDT that little bell icon. You'll be notified when I upload. It's easy as that. Peace.